Welcome to installment number 292 of the Mitzvahs as enumerated by Maimonides, the Rambam. Today we have two mitzvahs. We start with prohibition number 219, which is the prohibition of muzzling an animal while he is working the field. And this is, similar to the mitzvah that we spoke about above, about letting a hired worker eat from the produce that he is eating. It is real cruelty for an animal, especially if he's hungry, working the field and he is muzzled and he cannot eat. And it is therefore imperative that we actually feed the animals before they work the land so that they aren't so hungry. And you are allowed to feed them, less expensive grain or whatever else it is that will fill them up so they don't want to eat the more expensive produce that they are working on. In addition, this also applies to using our voices, raising our voices to frighten the animal or to stop him from doing something or behaving in a certain way. It is really imperative, we've spoken about this in the past, that we treat animals with dignity, with respect, and with compassion. This, of course, applies to non-kosher animals as well. It doesn't matter if they're a kosher animal or a non-kosher animal. We must treat all animals with compassion. Also, if we know that they aren't eating because they are thirsty, we actually need to give them to drink so that they do eat. And don't think that, okay, if they're thirsty, they're not going to eat, so I'm not going to give them a drink, so that way they're not going to eat more of the produce. No, you should give them to drink so that they do eat. And actually, there's a beautiful story of King David, who, the way he would bring his animals to eat, he noticed that the big, strong animals would be the first ones to go and eat everything, and then the little animals were left with nothing. So he had a system where he would first take out the small animals that they would eat, and then the older, weaker ones, and his whole system until the very strong, big ones that came out to eat. And this way, everybody was satisfied and everybody was full. And God saw this system that King David did, and he said, this is the kind of person that I want to take care of my sheep, and I want him to be the leader of the Jewish people. And indeed, he became King David. Our second mitzvah of today is positive commandment 244, which puts the financial responsibility of one who borrows an object. If somebody borrows an object and something happens to it, he is financially responsible to pay back the damage that happened, because he is the one, as we've discussed in the past, that he's getting exclusive benefit from this product because he's borrowing it. He's not being paid and he's not paying for it, but he's getting use of it. So if something happens under his watch, then he is responsible to pay for it. Have a wonderful day.